Right now, there is such a breach of trust between the financial services organizations of the world and the customers who have to do business with them. We don't trust that they're going to charge us fair fees. We don't even know what they're charging us fees for. Mm-hmm. We don't trust that they're going to give us a mortgage rate or a car loan or any of the things that people need to get their businesses and their lives going. And you just feel as though you're at the mercy of these people who just don't care about you.
And let me give him a specific example of how an abusive. Do you know why the retail banks in this country were pushing debit cards so hard? They were pushing debit cards up until the card. I think it was the Card Act, or maybe it was one of the other financial reforms required them to revise how they charge fees. They were pushing debit cards. The reason they pushed debit cards is because a person who uses a debit card typically incurs many more overdraft fees than a person who does not use a debit card. And 40% of retail bank operating income last year or the year before was in fees now, which is up like almost double the percentage just a few years ago. Now, you can't fault a bank for wanting to generate operating income and fees and so forth, except there is something wrong with the idea that you can set up a business model designed to trick your customer out of money. And that's what the debit card was all about.
And to sort of set up propaganda that it's better for customers because they can't run up credit card account balances. And literally that's true. And what they've done is not illegal. But at the same time, it has been very bad for a lot of customers and very good for the banks. When I went in to New York and set up my checking account at a very large bank whose name you know well.
But will go unmentioned.
Chase. And then then what happened was that they said, well, you want a debit card connected to this checking account, right? And I said, absolutely not. Debit cards are good for banks, but they're not good for customers. Whatever you do, make a note. Do not ever send me a debit card, and don't bother me with the offers for them. 3 days later, I got a debit card in the mail with a letter that said, here is the debit card you requested.
I mean,
and
come on, who are they fooling?
Well,
they're not
right.
fooling customers.
And I think that in that particular case, that wasn't just not doing the right thing. That wasn't just having bad intentions. I think in that particular case, it was incompetence, right? They just didn't have any way to turn it off. But either way, I'm just ready for a new bank. I don't feel good about them. I'll find any excuse. I won't recommend them to my children. I won't recommend them to anybody. In fact, don't use them.
Are they a client?
I hope not.
I hope to God. By the way, he doesn't have to use this.
You know what? For what it's worth, they should be.
Yeah.